Ladies and gentlemen, copywriting, the art and science of selling through words. Now, you've probably heard about copywriting when you came across e-commerce, because obviously everything hinges around copywriting. But the problem with this skill is most people are shit at it, to be honest. So what I decided to do today is really show you how simple it is and how you can really leverage this skill to literally sell out your products and never be broke again. It's a skill that, if mastered correctly, which 99% of people don't do, can actually transform how you conduct business, because you'll be able to really sit in your customers' minds, literally spin angles, offers, ads, emails, and any sales assets that you can imagine at lightning speed. And that is the power of copywriting. Now, like I said, it's an art and a science, which means that there's a component of theory that you need to incorporate. You need to understand the principles and the underpinnings of this skill. But there's also an art portion, which means that you need to practice and practice and practice until your words are infused with literally magic. Okay, so everything that I'm going to talk about really is based on one of the pioneers in this space, who is Eugene Schwartz. So if you haven't read this book, which is called Breakthrough Advertising, you basically are missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. Now, if you read this book, you'll understand that anything that is done with the market in mind. We don't ever start to write copy because we like the product ourselves. We really start to write copy when we understand exactly what the customer wants, what are their needs, their pain points, and where are they in their current situation, their current life. And can we actually be the bridge between their problems and our potential solution? So what I decided to do is really to talk about our framework, our internal framework at Growth Labs, and to show you exactly what it takes to write great copy that sells millions of dollars. Okay, so without further ado, let's get straight into it, and I hope this finds you well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So I decided to really show you our expanded framework when it comes to copywriting. This is going to be very surface level, but it's going to show you the structure and the thought process behind, starting to create copywriting that sells. Okay, I see so many founders being so lazy when it comes to copywriting, neglecting this skill, whereas it's the issue of your ads. The issue of your ads is you can't sell through words. Your words don't mean anything. You haven't understood what your clients want, what your customers want. You're selfish because you're not willing to put the time in to invest in knowing your customers. And that is why there is literally no resonance with 99% of ads online. There is literally zero resonance. And that's why not a lot of e-commerce founders are millionaires. It's because they don't understand this. But today, you're a very lucky person if you're able to watch this, understand it, and apply it within your business. So it all starts, ladies and gentlemen, by defining market sophistication. In your market, in your industry, in the product you're selling, how sophisticated is your buyer? How sophisticated is your customer, right? So there are 5 stages. Stage number 1 is the birth of a market, which means that you're first to go to market. Literally anything you say will work because the product has not been discovered, the pain point has not been solved. There is a perfect storm and you came at the right time, at the right moment, and anything that you say will literally work. Okay, so you're very lucky if you're at that stage. Stage number 2 is the second to market stage, which is basically a stage where there are actors that came before you, and now is the time to expand on the claim that the first people made, when they first entered the market. So we want to make the claim bigger. We want to make it bodacious, right? We want to make it really, really big and really intriguing enough. Make it as big as you can so that you can intrigue people. So if people sell you a workout program that tells you can lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, you can say that your program will make people lose 15 pounds in 2 days or something like that, right? You want to make it bigger. You want to expand on the claim, on the promise. Third stage is really when you start to introduce new mechanisms because the claims are not believable with the mechanisms that have been solved, right? And so you want to make the claim believable again through a new lens, a new mechanism. This is where you start expanding on the way you deliver the promise, not the promise itself, because the promise itself has been expanded and expanded and expanded enough that it's not believable anymore for the customer. So if I tell you that you're going to lose 57 pounds by tomorrow, you're not going to believe me. But if I introduce a mechanism and I show you exactly how you're going to be able to lose those 57 pounds, that mechanism is going to make it more believable for you. Stage number 4 is really expanding on the new mechanisms. So you want to really act on the mechanisms that your competition is proclaiming. You want to make the results quicker. You want the mechanisms to be stronger, better, faster, more quality, more anything. You want to expand on the mechanisms and their attributes. Can you make it bigger? Can you make it better? Can you make it stronger? Can you make it faster? Okay. Stage 5 is really when the market has seen maximum sophistication and nothing that you will say or promise will work. So now is the time to identify with the prospect and the customer. This is where you want to create that relatability. In the market that is saturated, you want to speak directly to the customer instead of talking about your benefits, your mechanisms, the promises, etc., etc. You want to really expand on the customer himself or herself and identify with them. Next in line is really where you want to choose which path you're going to take. Are you going to go the AI route or the traditional route? We actually do both, right? And we combine them both so that we get the best of both worlds, okay? So if you want to go to the AI route, you need to master your prompts. And I made a video just a few days ago talking about how you can start mastering prompts and really getting ChatGPT or any other AI tool to speak high quality outputs and give you insights that you couldn't have if you just relied on the Google search. So you want to have a prompt that is powerful. Here, this is just a sample prompt, but I detailed exactly how you want to structure your prompts in a previous video. Feel free to check it out. But then once you have the outputs, you want to validate them with the team. So your team, your co-founders, your service providers, whoever you're working with. The Hemingway app is a very cool app to validate syntax, to validate readability, etc., etc. And then obviously Grammarly, which I think a lot of people know. And then if this is not validated, you want to go and have another run or another round of iterations of your prompts. You want to have multiple rounds of iterations so that you can extract the best insights from it. Okay. Next, when the input is finished, we basically put it into the copy assembly sheet we send to the client for final revision approval, and we craft copy in batches. That's very, very important because we understand that when it comes to testing on ads or whatever you're testing, quantity will give you the feedback that you need faster, and you'll be able to really cement yourself in your customers' minds. Now, when it comes to the traditional route, what you want to do is you want to open your assets, okay? And obviously you can do that as well with AI, and we highly, highly recommend it. But let's say you were just starting with a pen and paper, you would then open your website and your product pages. You would obviously leverage your imagination and creativity. You would open up your meta ads library and do keyword research. And you would open up the top 5 competitors, see exactly what they're running in terms of ads, how their websites are structured, and their product pages as well. So essentially you would want the top 5 big players that are doing 10 times better than you, and you want to open up exactly what they're doing. Then you want to centralize your findings, okay? And then you want to distill your findings into 4 different categories. Typically what we see is these 4 categories are the angles that you're going to go with. Social proof or reviews, product benefits, competitor comparison, product features. So this is essentially us versus them, and then your mechanisms, your features, how you're delivering the promise. So here you want to select the top 5 reviews, and you want to put them in quotation marks with the name of the reviewer, add a closing hook and the CTA at the end, and you're good to go. Here you want to highlight the product benefits, which means that we don't care what the product does or how it works. We just care about what the end result is, okay? The promise, the claim. And this is where market sophistication comes into play, because if you run this piece of copy to a market that is highly sophisticated, then you won't see any success. But if you're second to market or third to market or whatever, you will see huge amounts of success here. Competitor comparison, we want this angle. We want to basically frame competitors as inferior. We can do so without naming them, but just comparing features or benefits and making it very obvious that we're talking about specific actors within the e-commerce industry that we're in, and basically bashing them. It's a direct attack at what they're doing and portraying our product to be better, faster, stronger. Product features, here we highlight how the product works, any special formulation it has, tech features, mechanical features, anything of that sort is good to go. And then we basically validate with the team, Hemingway app, Grammarly, We centralize our findings. We input the finished copy in the copy assembly sheet. So just either a Google Doc where you have all your angles, all your copy validated there, or a Google Sheet where you have things per cell, whatever works for you, and then you are good to go. And this is why we're able to spin angles at a scary rate of success. Is because we understand that everything that we do hinges around this. Okay? We understand that for any client that comes to us, the market sophistication will be different. If you're a swimwear brand, the market is very, very sophisticated. If you're a obscure supplement brand and you sell a supplement that hasn't been in the market yet, then you're first to market, potentially even second. So it really changes, and it's very, very important to do this analysis here and to go very in depth in that. I could be spending hours here just really expanding on every single stage, but I'll let you do the homework and actually go and read this book. Super, super, super interesting book. Very, very important to read it. So I'll let you do that. But essentially, this is how we structure things. We keep things very simple and we don't complicate things. Everything that we do is based on the customers that we're about to target. So it really depends on the industry you're in. It really depends on the market sophistication and the path you want to take. Is it AI to facilitate, to gain some time, or you really want to do the traditional way, the traditional way of creating copy and do it the hard way? So ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video was useful. Let me know in the comments what you think. If your approach to copy is similar or somewhat different, I'd be interested in learning everyone's approach, and I will see you on the next one.